Well, welcome to episode 6 of the Sale Luff House. We're just ending week 40 now of the build process, and it is officially spring in Wisconsin. The beautiful magnolia tree here in the driveway is now budding. We've got grass coming up. We've finished the wall finally, and things are getting a little bit warmer. And I have to say that even though the coronavirus has occurred in this state, in this country, and around the globe, we have continued to build here. So a big thank you to all the builders that have come on site and helping us to move this program forwards. So let's take a look and see what's happening. Well, in the past 5 weeks or so since we last shot the episode here, there has been some forward momentum with the exterior of the property. As you can see behind me, we've now fitted on what's termed as the concrete siding. It's a product from Equitone called Tectiva. It's very, very hardy, very robust, and it's a beautiful colour and texture that mimics the white oaks on the property, and we chose that specifically to allow the building to blend back into the environment. So as well as the Equitone siding, which is on 2 parts of the building, we've also finished off the other siding you can see here. This is called Ultra Rib, and it wraps around the property, and again I think it looks pretty sharp. So as well as that, today marks the completion of what's called in this country rough-in or first fit. And really there are 4 trades here. Number 1 is electrical, number 2 is plumbing, number 3 is HVAC and heating and cooling, and number 4 is automation and the home systems. So we'll take a quick look this week about what's happening in each of those 4 areas, but to start with we'll actually start outside. So over here on the exterior of the building, you can see there's a ton of stuff attached to the property, and for the electrical minded out here, we have a 300 amp circuit coming to the house, obviously through this meter here. We have a 300 amp disconnect for the 300 amp breaker box. We also have a 100 amp breaker as well with a disconnect out here. And we've also got, for the photovoltaic or PV panels on the roof, by law and by code, particularly in this state in Wisconsin, you must have an external isolation shut-off close to the other isolators here. And this is also for the other breakers for the air conditioning systems. So lots going on out here, but we'll just take a look inside and see what else has been happening. In the North Mechanical room now, we've actually got Brian here working from Walser Electric. He's hiding right now from shot, but he's been doing a great job here in this site, if you can look over here. Now in a normal property, what you would have for your electrical lighting circuitry is a very simple circuit where we go from a light switch through to the lighting load basically, and back to the switch again, and down to your active current. But in this case, we've actually opted to go for what's called a centralized lighting system, or panelized lighting is sometimes called, which are effectively these 3 big panels we can see here. So we routed every single light switch circuit from all around the property into these 3 panels. And what this allows us to do is control any lighting load, any circuit, from a variety of touch panels around the property. So this allows us to set up scenes very quickly, and it reduces the number of light switches. In fact, we'll have only 3 light switches in the entire property. And it adds to the home automation system, which we'll talk about in a moment. On the home automation side, there's another panel here, which you can see on this wall. This is for the blinds. So again, we're going for a Lutron system here. These are all Lutron, of course. These are Lutron. They're connecting to the control force system, and this basically powers all the, I believe, 22 blinds in the property, and it allows us to centralize again all the power circuitry down to one spot, keep it neat and tidy. So I just want to stop here on the second level now and point out some of the cable runs we've got. These white with blue traces are the lighting cabling system, or the lighting loads, running from the top floor down to the mechanical room where we just had. And as you can see, Woz is doing a great job with keeping everything nice and tidy. And even though we'll never see these in the future, this is just great to see, great craftsmanship. And over here, you can see another bunch of cables here, different colour this time. These are the home automation cabling. As you can see, incredibly neat and tidy job by a local firm here in Madison called Audio Contractors. And thumbs up to the guys, they've done a great job with wiring the entire system up and roughing in for all the speakers and cameras and all the home automation stuff, the blinds, and the list goes on. So thank you guys for doing such a great job. So as well as the other trades such as electrical from Walzer and the audio contractor guys doing the AV and home automation systems, we've had a company called Stagecoach, again a local Madison company here, doing all the roughing for the plumbing. And they've done a tremendous job here roughing in for all of the controls. You can see here, super high quality job. So again, to the Stagecoach guys, thank you so much. We're up in the office on the 3rd level now. I just wanted to point out, this is going to be where the 44 rack unit system will go for the home automation system that Audio Contractors is putting in. And again, all the wiring, I've never seen anything quite so neat in my life. This is essentially all the core cabling going to the rack. All the Ethernet, all the blinds, all the control systems, all very nicely labelled up. So yeah, pretty impressive stuff. And finally, on the home automation front, we've also wired in for all of the audio systems as well. So you can see behind me on the ceiling, we've actually got 13 speakers here for the main cinema area, 4 subs, 4 Atmos, as well as the usual surround speakers. We've got a couple of speakers in the kitchen. We also got a couple of speakers down in the master suite. We've got some speakers outside in the porch, the screen porch, as well as the master deck porch. So we'll have a 8-way matrix amplifier to send sound and music anywhere in the property using the control force system. And I think with the speakers in here, this should sound really, really good. And finally, big shout out to Harker Heating and Cooling here in Madison as well, who've done a great job with all the HVAC stuff, and they have gone to extraordinary lengths to accommodate our quirks. And just give you one example here, the return air ducting. We didn't want to see this. We didn't want to see a big grill returning the air to the mechanical rooms downstairs. So they've done this very special system for us where the ducting will actually be hidden behind or on top of the kitchen cabinetry. So you'll never actually see it. So again, thanks guys for doing that. And there's still a lot more work to do on the HVAC, and that will obviously occur after we get the spray foam, we get some of the drywall done, but for the rough-in, that is complete. Oh, up here now on the effective 4th floor of the building, we can see they've put the Weissman hot water panels on. There's 7 of them here, and this will effectively give us that offset we talked about in the last episode. So offsetting the propane cost to heat the property as well as hot water. And finally up here on the 4th level, I wanted to point out, while we've got this amazing view on the east side of the property, we've been doing some clearing over the past really couple of months, and last week we cleared a ton of land out here, removing the invasive species from Wisconsin, some of the buckthorn, and you can see now the beautiful oaks back here have got a ton more space to thrive. So thank you for watching this episode of the Luff House, and we'll see you again in about 5 to 6 weeks. Stay healthy.